going to CCHS right now? Yeah, so many of you. Okay, I went there too. Thanks so much for coming. If you didn't understand me during my brief French intro, my name is Lacey Gibson. I went to Carbondale High School. I also went to SIU. So I'm here today to share with you how studying world languages at SIU allowed me to open my eyes to newfound passions. And I'm here to tell you how it can open your eyes to newfound passions as well. So first I'll explain how I discovered my love of foreign languages. I'll then tell you where languages have led me, and then I'll close by explaining the doors that studying world languages can open for each of you. About a decade ago, I was viewing this event from your perspective. I spectated this event several times as a high schooler, not because I knew that I wanted to study foreign languages as a career, but because maybe this relates to you, it gave me an excuse to skip school. Maybe. In fact, as a high schooler, I had very little idea about what I wanted to do career-wise, what I wanted to study in college, what I wanted to major in, where I wanted to go. I wasn't naturally smart. Basic things like finding a bus stop or opening tight stuck jars of peanut butter used to baffle me to the point of rage. Sorry, Mom and Dad, in the audience for the time I shattered a jar of peanut butter on your kitchen counter. It actually happened. I wasn't naturally smart, but I was hardworking, which often caused my peers and professors to mistake me as smart. About a decade ago, I thought that smart girls had three options for careers: becoming a doctor, becoming a lawyer, or marrying one. I didn't know what I wanted to do for a career, and as I said, I wasn't naturally smart. But I had one certainty, that I wanted to travel as far away as possible from home for college. Despite my kicking and screaming and shattering peanut butter jars on kitchen counters, I ended up at home in my own backyard for college rather than following my scattered dreams of traveling anywhere else. The offer that SIU presented was just too good to pass up compared to my unfinished plans of pursuing a college degree away from home. Although I plastered on a smile at my first day at SIU, I was secretly devastated at the idea that I had sentenced myself to a college life devoid of adventure that would flow succinctly into an adulthood as a boring and overstressed doctor. As a college student, I did fine among the flocks of pre-med majors, but I continued to grip onto a longing for something more. Deep down in my heart, I wanted to take a bigger risk than medical school, even if that meant sacrificing my unfitting image as a smart girl. Then one day, everything began to shift. As a freshman, I ran across a flyer for a study abroad program in Kenya. The group was going to help build a medical clinic at a facility, among other activities, which I took to be tangentially related enough to my pre-med curriculum to take the leap. That same day, I shot off a quick and courageous email to my father saying, "Guess what, Dad? I'm going to Kenya." I spent down my savings to the last penny to pursue my whim to travel, which in retrospect may have been a smarter decision than I thought it was at the time, because it was the first of many big, scary steps to do what it was that I wanted to do, rather than what I thought was smart. Studying abroad in Kenya was just the first baby step in this direction. Next was deciding to enroll in French classes on the side of my heavy pre-med curriculum. Then was deciding to study abroad in Nice, France, to do my honors thesis research, which I decided would be about studying wine and French culture rather than studying medicine. Next was declaring myself a French major on top of my physiology degree. Finally, and this was the hardest step, was breaking the news to my parents and my professors that I no longer intended to apply to medical school. This news came as a shattering shock, but all was forgiven a few months later when I announced that I had been accepted to the Harvard School of Public Health, Master's of Science in Global Health degree, in which I was going to do my thesis research on a French language qualitative research study based in Marseille, France. Although each of these risks felt momentous at the time, they were only the very beginning of a lifetime filled with very big and scary steps. Since completing my undergraduate degree, I've traveled to work or live in Marseille, France, in Yangon, Myanmar, in Vienna, Austria, and throughout India. As a freelance writer, a global health consultant, and a yoga teacher in Boston now, I wouldn't trade any element of what has felt like an incredibly audacious path that I've taken to follow my passions. Yet, if I could, I would go back and reassure my high school self not to be afraid when pursuing what I loved, and to do it sooner rather than later, and rather than doing what I thought a smart girl would do, which includes marrying a doctor. That's never the right step to take. I would have told my kicking, screaming, peanut butter jar shattering self not to worry, because the ability to see the world was all at my fingertips simply by studying world languages at SIU. I can't speak to myself in the past, but today I have the opportunity to tell each of you whose shoes I once stood in. Don't be afraid of what others may think when you're about to pursue your dreams. As long as you're doing what you love, you're in the right place. And if you don't know what it is that you love yet, then why not try studying world languages? It can open doors to new possibilities. Pursuing world languages can open your eyes to newfound dreams, to newfound passions, and to newfound possibilities that each of you have the right to choose. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed the day here.